can scan and get an aggressive scan where you can get a report, maybe versions and all these things. There are very many things. So how to know, let me say, it's me, I don't believe in cramming things. So what you do is this, you just cram the nmap, you write the nmap, then man. That's another command you can do. Just write nmap man and it will bring for you every single command that exists in what? In nmap. This was the command. Now you can see, you can believe me.
So this is a manual, like there is a manual, but I think you just go for yeah, so that is the manual. Any let's say any all should I call them software or environment, they have manuals. Like you just put manual, then you call whatever one, that's for Linux. But if at all you want to get it soft direct that is embedded, you just need to do that. So this ones are a little simplified, and for the basics, I was telling her that maybe for the mind it will be a little complicated, but for the start, you can just get it soft direct. And you're going to start with easy ones like just PS, maybe for only TCP ports, for only UDP ports, specifically for what you need. Yeah.
We already looked at this one, right? The IP address specification and the target specification. So you can also input the file name. In your free time, I want you to do this, like try and put all these codes in your nmap scan. Don't just do nmap, but put nmap, sn, then again do nmap, sl, then nmap pn to see what it brings. But for a detailed understanding of all these things, please use man. What all these single codes mean. It has a lot of words, but it's better. So use the SN. Because now like the SN is here. What it does, what it does. If you don't understand anything, feel free to ask me because I don't think you have enough time to run this course. Yeah. So that is it for now.
Create another. Let's just try maybe to implement. I feel like maybe make it a little better and interesting. So to implement, you need to first get, you know what sudo does? Super user do, attaining privileges. You can do it once if you want to stay there, but you can keep doing it like on every what? On every run. So AppScan is what I said earlier. These are the strengths with Linux that you not find with Windows. In case you're using Windows, the timing of Windows, you will not use that. But if you come here and enter the subnet network to look for the hosts that are connected, most probably you're going to get the one maybe like the one that is giving you export for this case. 168? No, I want the subnetwork. 40. So you're going to get all the IP addresses that are associated to your network currently. And you realize that I think I've only returned one, right? Because it's only going to the other device what you open in the environment that metasploited. So if I'm to continue right here, okay. You know 168 40 yes 130. Yeah, okay, it's connected. When you see that pings going, when they're not dots, then it is running. I just don't know why it wasn't reflecting. But anyway, so we can still now use that for maybe some test. I feel like it can do that. So at this point, when you simply nmap, this may take long depending on how strong or weak the system is. Okay. So pinging it has brought those. I think that's what she had done earlier. Now you're going to find all the open ports, all that.
So I see how many open ports are in the other machine, the vulnerable machine. If you guys can take like a screenshot or a picture of these ports, that should go and research and find out what all of them are doing. And you can also go ahead and find out how to exploit them. That next time when I'm doing it, you mix.
Yeah, so now obviously you know those things that whenever they give you, they start a math topic, they'll give you the easiest example, but you're going to follow in serious systems whereby if you're to do nmap and the IP address, you will never finish. And also when the network is complicated, let me say having multiple, let me say working with enterprise, WPA2, PSK, like Eduron, you realize that if I told you to start running, unless you have a very good computer, it's going to take ages. So at that point, when you're specific on the attack you want to make, you go direct. Now this is what you do. This is it's a parameter that was also shown in the manual or the help. So this is nmap scan a specific port. Trivial 80. Port 80 is HTTP, right? HTTPS. So you can just look it up. Now when you're dealing with a complicated system, you just need to run to what you're interested in. Or maybe the direction of your attack. That can be handy. Let me say, all you're interested in is dealing with version. Yeah, Linux, kernel or something. And this operating system anyway. So at least skipping, you remember that at this time, like at this level we are on, we have not tried making any exploits. And right now you still gather information. So right now you know we're going to deal with a Linux kernel. And for information, you know these routers, often TP-Link, their operating system is Linux. So coming with that knowledge already, you may not have to come into this the hiccups of looking for the operating system and all that. You just need to come with maybe the scripts of she has said in the next session don't handle scripts. You just come with scripts that are specific for Linux. But at this point, you should be in position to appreciate the fact that whatever the parameter you're using is to give you a specific desire or demand. And that is what is going to help you make the work very easy. But how does that come about? You don't need to, I don't know, okay, me my first time I think I was teaming, but it's a matter of just practicing. And you can be in position to know, and maybe when you're checking for UDP, you can just, I think it's yours. Then TCP, okay, whatsoever you want anyway. Then the ports and all that, just running direct with that. But starting with the host, looking for the host, then you attack individual hosts, not attack, but assess individual hosts. But you should not just come on a network and then you start looking for something. Otherwise, for complicated systems, you realize that the way they do it, the way Nmap works is that those ping packets will be okay, it sends ping packets. So if you were to look for the operating system, it's going to look for a port that is associated with which operating system you're working with. Let me say there's something that is only identified with Windows. Nmap is going to look for that and it will keep sending their packets. It will ask, is this Windows, is this Windows? And if at all there's a file, it will keep blocking some. If it's not good enough, at some point it will be crashed. So what happens is that you have to continuously keep pushing your attack until it gives you the perfect results. But either way, even though that doesn't work, just like you saw that for this specific IP address, it could not be resolved with access resolution. It could not be returned. That implies that maybe there is some strength that the operating system is having that it cannot be recognized if at all you speak with the address resolution protocol. In other words, it is hidden. So all that is to come with, should I say practice, should I say like giving yourself in? But yeah, I think it can serve as a good basic for the start.
Any questions?
So we've been told that when you're using a VPN, maybe when you try scanning, it gives you IP addresses from different locations, as in it doesn't bring only one IP address for a specific device. It means like it can bring like 10 IP addresses. So first of all, is it true? And then if it is true, how do I identify that this is the real, this is the actual IP address for a specific person?
So I'm going to give you my basic knowledge. I'm going to give you my understanding. When you're using a VPN, the VPN they redirect the IP address to another network in another maybe server. That's why even when if you've used those VPN software, they tell you if you want to use maybe one in France or what. So it will redirect your IP address to look like it's from what? The other network. However, if someone has money, especially with the free VPNs you're using, if someone has money, they can pay that very VPN and get your information. I think that. So unless you have money to pay for your VPN, it's also not secure. Now, if someone is in this room and they are using VPN, their IP address will be masked, and it will, to the system that is scanning, it will look like it is not in what? In our network. Meaning I will do that scan and their device is most likely not to appear because it looks like it is not in your network. This one will only connect to devices that are in your network. Okay? Any other questions? If you don't have me, I have questions for you. We are going to have a session on what? On Thursday. And on Thursday, I expect you guys to have gone through the Nmap map. And you look through what the SN does, what the SV does, what the A does, and all these different scans. So that next time when we are coming, we're just implementing scripts to try and hack the vulnerable systems, especially the ones with outdated versions. This is my assignment for next time. What I've told you is number one. Then try and scan maybe Google. Try and scan different websites. Stop at scanning, friends. Stop at scanning. Try and scan UDP. Then you'll find out things like honeypots. Those are the times when you scan the network and you scan the host and it looks like it has very many open ports and they're very vulnerable. However, it is something called the honeypot, which is put there to attract hackers to try and scan them so that they can catch you. Yeah. So those are some of the honeypots. Go and scan because if right now I scan the UNDP post, it will show you very many open ports. But how do you expect UNDP to have an open port 80? HTTP, not even HTTPS. Can you imagine? So those are the things. So those are the things you're going to do. Number one, try and handle all the different specifications for Nmap using man Nmap. And then number two, try and scan different hosts and come up with and look and see what the different ports are doing, especially common ports like 443. You should know what 443 does, 445. You should be able to identify what 80 does, what 8080 does. You get those things. Those are common ports, those are common services that you should be able to know. Other than that, see you next time. If you don't have any questions. I hope you've learned something. Have you learned something? Should I come back or will we stop here? Thank you for coming.